Hello, Dr. Gates. My name is Robert Fairbanks. Before I get into my research topic, I just want to let you know how much I've enjoyed Texas A&M University Commerce and the MSA program. The primary reason I chose my research topic is based on personal experience. In the 35 years I have been an accountant, in the last 10 years or so, I have noticed and been subjected to mainly private equity investors eschewing financial statements and reports based on generally accepted accounting principles and favoring financial reporting methods and metrics that do not conform to GAAP, also known as non-GAAP financial measures. So my curiosity spurred in me the desire to thoroughly examine the psychology behind why the financial community, particularly investors, are so enamored by non-GAAP financial measures. I quickly discovered that the topic of non-GAAP financial measures is a hot one, specifically as it relates to public companies. So my research question is officially, should public companies be allowed to use non-GAAP reporting to describe their business performance to investors? Who cares? Well, the attraction to non-GAAP financial measures appears to be universal among the financial community, including bankers, finance analysts, and investors. Then there's the SEC. Mark Cronforst, former chief accountant of the SEC's Division of Corporation Finance, declares that non-GAAP financial measures draw SEC scrutiny because of high interest in them by the investing public. The reason this topic is important is effectively covered by SEC Chair Mary Jo White in a keynote address delivered in 2016, where she voiced her concern that non-GAAP information had become more prominent than and had effectively supplanted GAAP presentations. Another of White's concerns was that many companies had taken the use of non-GAAP financial measures beyond what was intended and allowed by rules enacted by the SEC. What difference does it make? Well, there are great arguments to support both stances on the question of the permissibility of utilizing non-GAAP financial measures. On the for side, non-GAAP financial measures have widespread standing and consideration given to them by the financial community, primarily because they supplement GAAP and offer finance professionals greater clarity regarding company performance, liquidity, and financial position. On the against side, the drawbacks of non-GAAP financial measures are their potential to distort company performance, mislead the investing public, and perpetrate fraud. Simply, there are three alternative solutions to whether or not public companies should be allowed to deploy non-GAAP financial measures in their published financials filed with the SEC. On one extreme, non-GAAP financial measures could be strictly forbidden. At the other extreme, public companies could be afforded unfettered freedom to deploy non-GAAP financial measures. As with most everything, the answer and my final recommendation lies somewhere in the middle. After extensive research, my findings logically land on public companies being allowed to responsibly and ethically utilize sound, non-GAAP financial measures. Responsible and ethical utilization of non-GAAP financial measures means there are proactive safeguards in place to ensure full compliance with SEC regulations. In addition, it would behoove standard-setting bodies such as the Financial Accounting Standards Board to examine certain non-GAAP financial measures to possibly improve GAAP, as well as the overall credibility of financial reporting. I believe this recommendation is the best alternative because it incorporates the proverbial best of both worlds, or a win-win situation. Incorporating non-GAAP financial measures into finance reporting is clearly relevant, useful, and applicable. At the same time, as deployment of non-GAAP financial measures increases, this will force government regulating bodies and accounting standard setting bodies to consider and implement additional rules, structure, and improvements to the current paradigm of financial reporting, which is good for everybody. Potential implications going forward is that non-GAAP financial measures will continue to trend toward acceptance and adoption, become even more regulated by the SEC with an increase of enforcement actions, and may become the target of and included in the scope of professional audits. When considering other questions that might be generated from my research, my mind goes to the legitimacy and sufficiency of certain elements of GAAP. Could it be that some elements of GAAP have become archaic, especially as they relate to financial presentation and reporting? I believe this is a question that the accounting standard settings bodies are wrestling with. Thank you, Dr. Gates. It's been a blast. Bye.